Hi, it's Anne from Posturally with a little message about releasing long-standing chronic pain, chronic body pain, without the use of drugs or surgery. Now, wouldn't that be nice? The natural process of relieving pain can be compared to peeling the layers of an onion, where we start with the most obvious structure, the most obvious function, and we methodically move our way into the core or the center. And this approach works really well for quite a few people, for those people whose pain is either caused by or made worse by a thing called core dysfunction. What is core dysfunction, you might ask? Core dysfunction is a condition of the muscles of the trunk and the muscles that are nearby the trunk, where they have ceased to work in harmony with one another. You see, muscles all coordinate and connect together and relate together to do two main things. One of them is to hold us upright with the help of bony alignment, a topic for another day. And the other is to move either the whole body or parts of the body through space. So hello, I'm moving my hand, my fingers in space to say hi to you. That is the function of muscles. Let's talk about movement for a sec. Movement happens when muscles contract. Muscles contract, they're attached to bones, and as they contract and do work, the bones come along for the ride. So you might say muscles are like car engines that take car parts, in this case bones, to somewhere else from where they were from the start. So the muscles are like the car engine, which gathers up energy, sparks it, and then propels the car parts to other places in space. And the car parts, the seats, the car floor, the radio, the can left over from the drink you had last week, the tires even, everything in that car is a part that gets moved when the engine is working. In terms of the body, the muscles do work and contract. And in doing so, they have a certain physiology that happens, and they have a certain bit of thinking power. I'm going to talk about those. So the muscles do work, they contract, and because the bones are connected, the bones are brought through space. This might be the entire body, your entire set of bones, or it could be just a few bones. Again, saying hi, right? So that's what happens. It's a lot like driving a car from place to place. Now remember, the muscles connect from one bone to the next. There's a space in between the bones, and that is where movement happens. And as the muscle contracts, it can move the parts. I bring this up because each place, each joint, each space between bones has not just one muscle doing that work, that contracting, that car engine-like activity. It has a number of muscles all the way around. And these muscles are truly designed to help one another make the movement of that joint. So given that, we really want those muscles to be friends. We don't want them to be enemies. We want them to work together like a beautiful symphony where every instrument is playing just its part and in perfect harmony with all the other instruments. Otherwise, what happens is, maybe the tuba gets too loud, or the flute is off key, or the violin string breaks. And when these little anomalies happen in one of the muscles that surrounds the place where movement happens, where the joint, it affects the work of the others. And then the entire joint is affected with less functionality, possibly pain. And a video for another day is that this dysfunction can actually spread in the body. I won't go into that now. So we really need this harmony so that we can be pain-free, we can have great posture, we can move functionally. That's what makes the entire body free to move as you direct it and not be succumbing to the lack of functionality in one or more joints or muscles, right? So we can truly be ourselves and fully express ourselves with this kind of balance around the joints of the muscles of the joints. Now, that's an overall discussion, I guess you will. so that we can use that to apply it to the idea of core dysfunction, where we said core dysfunction is where the muscles in the trunk specifically and the muscles nearby the trunk have stopped working in harmony with one another. The core of the body is the place where a lot of work gets done in terms of those functions we talked about, being upright, moving the body through space. So if we're trying to walk from our knees down, we won't have as satisfying and pain-free walk as we would if we were propelling from the hip and using the ab muscles and twisting side to side a little bit, which is normal in walking. That's just an example. So we want to be able to recognize the power of the core for supporting posture and supporting movement. And it's so easy for us in life to have the muscles that are in the core and around the core get all wonked out relative to each other. This is not going to help us feel good, express fully, participate fully, and be functional in our joints and protect our health for the long term. So this core dysfunction piece is something that I work on with myself and my clients because it has been a source of balance through my whole body and the bodies of my clients, where that has helped many of us to do things like cancel our surgeries, get rid of pain very dramatically and quickly that they had for years and years, and many other things. All this to say that we have a lot of power at our core if we know how to harness it. If you want to learn more about how you can release your longstanding chronic pain and walk around life feeling absolutely great and powerful, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.